$368,000 in the last 30 days. That's huge, right? Not so fast. How much money can you really make selling on Amazon? The answer is not what you think it is. All right, so you want to know how much can you really make selling on Amazon? Or maybe the unsaid question is, can you really get rich selling on Amazon? Can you really be a millionaire from selling on Amazon? I'm going to give you the answers to this in this video, and I'm going to explain why the answer is not what you think it is. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Myles. I'm a multiple seven-figure a year Amazon seller, and this channel is all about accelerating you on your own Amazon FBA journey. So if you like that, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click that little notification bell as well so that you don't miss a video like this. And without further ado, let's dive in. So the first part of answering this question, how much can you really make selling on Amazon? The first thing we need to do is have a perspective shift. And this is not like a career. It's not like a job. It's just not the same as this straight line pathway like a job is. So you can't answer the question or expect the question to be answered in the same way as it would be with a job. When you get a job, it's pretty obvious how much you earn. It's literally, you have a contract and it'll have written in it on a line somewhere how much you're earning. Maybe it's per hour, maybe it's per day, might be per month or per year, but it doesn't matter. You've got a contract and that number is pretty much fixed. So if the question was, how much can you earn as a barista working in a cafe, or how much do you make working as a GP? Then the answer to that is pretty fixed and pretty obvious, to be honest. But if you go ahead and ask the same question and apply it to Amazon, so how much money can you make selling on Amazon? It's not a straight line and the answer is not nearly as fixed. And so actually, if you go into it expecting the same kind of answer, which is as if you're just reading off this your Amazon FBA contract that tells you, how much money are you making per month, then you're kind of screwed if you're expecting that answer. More likely, this is how it's going to work. First of all, keep in mind that most people who are watching this video, most people who are thinking about Amazon FBA, they'll never actually get to the point of making any money. They'll never actually put any money into this. They'll never actually risk enough time to go ahead and even try to launch a first product on Amazon. So understand, for most people, the answer is zero, nothing, because you never tried. But let's say you get past that stage. Even once you get past the stage of failing by never starting, you are still going to be struggling with fear, with uncertainty, with risk as well, not only your time, but your money, for a period of probably 4 to 6 months. That's how long it normally takes for people to launch their first product. And until you launch your first product, you're not getting paid anything. So you're doing work and getting paid nothing for, let's say again, 4 to 6 months. And so if this were a job, you probably would have already quit by now, right? Anyway, let's say within the 6 to 12 months, you're going to hit a breakthrough, whether it's with that first product that does successfully, or maybe you actually need to launch a second product. At some point within that, first year period, you're going to start making money. How much money in profit? It could be $1,000. It could be a couple of thousand. If you're lucky in your first month of selling, let's say you launch a product that can do $30,000 in its first month of revenue, you could make 10K in profit. Sometimes people's first products come just at the right time, in the right niche, to hit the right trend. And a product like that, again, if you've got the inventory to feed it, that can make $100,000. That's not likely, and I'm not trying to set you up to that expectation, but it is possible. It has happened. But in either of those cases, or any of those cases, let's say you make $1,000, let's say you make a couple of grand or up to 10 grand. In any of those cases, when that happens, you realize, wow, you're making some money, but actually you want to make more money. And to make more money on Amazon, you need to put more money in. So the money that you made in profit, you didn't actually take that out. You didn't actually make any of that yet, because it goes straight back into more inventory. So you're still not getting paid anything, but that's okay. You're putting money in because you can see the dollars happening, so you're doubling down on it. And then something really shitty will happen. Maybe it's your listing gets taken down for a little while. You get a hijacker for the first time. These things, by the way, which will happen to you eventually if you go through and do this, whatever it is, it really sucks, particularly the first time. And suddenly you're just like, whoa, I just put all this money, all this time into this business, and then maybe it didn't get completely shut down like that, but let's say it got cut off for a little period of time. And you're gonna have this moment of doubt. You're probably gonna be, freaking out a little bit, maybe pooping your pants if you're into that sort of thing. But it's just going to generally suck for you. Again, this is probably going to happen to all of you who actually go through and actually launch this product and start this business. At some point in time, it's going to happen. And when it does happen, look, you'll get over that obstacle. You most likely will. But from that point on, you'll know that this isn't just like clocking in at a day job. This isn't that linear pathway. This isn't that thing where you have this contract which guarantees the amount of money that you're going to make month after month. This is something completely different. So let's say you handle that, you're okay with that, you're making the money, you get the listing back, whatever that problem was, you keep going. Some more time passes. Let's say you're 18 months in. You've been growing this thing, and now you're able to actually start drawing a salary. And you know what? At this point, the salary is really freaking amazing. It is by far leagues above what you were earning in your previous job. And now the beautiful thing is you're not even putting in that many hours to earn this salary, which again is a multiple of what you were earning before. And so again, whatever this time frame is, whether it's after 18 months, 2 years, could be 4 years, but you're still gobsmacked. You're sitting there, you've got this income coming into your bank account, and you're just thinking like, how is this even possible? But the reason why it's possible, guys, the reason why is that you had to go through this emotional roller coaster, the one that I just described. You had to go through all of that stuff and come out on the other side. And maybe I'm exaggerating this a little bit because to me, to be honest, I enjoy this roller coaster. I've enjoyed almost every part of this journey up until now. And it's almost every day that I wake up feeling just incredibly grateful to have had this opportunity kind of land on my lap. But at the same time, I know that most people, they love the high of that Amazon roller coaster. They love it when it's going great. They love it when their product's doing well. Most people, as soon as they hit that first low in a roller coaster, because that's what it is, it's literally ups and downs. As soon as most people hit that low, they bail, or they fail under the pressure, or they start to feel sick in the stomach because it's, it's just like a roller coaster. It's the nerves. It's the feeling of taking that risk and feeling that feeling in your stomach kind of rising up. And so you got to understand and have the right temperament and have the right expectations going into this. That whole process can be really enjoyable. I find it quite enjoyable. If you love a challenge, if you come into this freely, if you come into this understanding that you have a lot to gain, you're also risking time and money though, on the other hand. And if you don't come into this with these expectations of, making lots of money selling on Amazon, having that contract that's written, set in stone that you're going to make this much per month. If you don't come into this with your back up against the wall, whether it's financially, whether it's with other, pressures or things that you need to make this work for desperately, if you come into this with your back up against the wall like that, well, it can make you sick. And chances are, if it's making you sick and it's making you feel stressed out, you're probably not going to make the right decisions to grow the business, to make the money that you really want to make. So understand your own composure. Understand that you will be put into a situation like that. And it's how you react to a situation like that. And that whole process, it's how you react to that, whether it's positively or negatively, it's how you react to that really just starts to determine how much are you going to make selling on Amazon. And so basically, it's just nothing like working a job. And this is the first expectation or perception shift that we need to make before you can hope to answer that question for yourself. The reward can be so much greater than anything that you could expect, but it's not evenly distributed at all. It's not evenly distributed over time, in your journey, in my journey. It's not evenly distributed between sellers, between me, some other, seller who's doing way bigger numbers than me, or me and somebody who is really failing at this. It's just not evenly distributed. And even now that I'm making, 100K a month, it's still a roller coaster. And I know that. It's the same roller coaster that it was a few years ago. It's just kind of gotten bigger over the last couple of years. But that's okay. Most of the time, I like riding it. And so when the highs are high, I feel great. When we come down into the low, hey, maybe I don't feel that fantastic, but it's like being on a roller coaster. It's exciting at the same time, and it's fun. So anyway, that's the perspective shift. I hope you're understanding now that answering this question is not just like, I can't just give you a dollar figure, because it depends on your mindset, depends on how you approach this, where you're coming into this with, and really it depends how do you react to the low. When you hit the low point in the roller coaster, how are you going to react to that? So that was the mental aspect of this, but now I want to break down some real numbers so you can understand how you actually do start making more and more money on Amazon. And the way it works is building an Amazon business is just like building something out of building blocks. And each product that you sell on your Amazon seller account within your business, each product is basically just a single building block. It's like having an investment portfolio. Each stock within your portfolio is another one of those building blocks, and that's how you build up an investment portfolio, is with different stocks. In this case, we're selling products, and they're actually very similar. It's a stream of income as well, and it has value. Each product has value and is a stream of income. So if you want to be able to answer the question of how much money will you make selling on Amazon, start with the basic building block. Start with one product. I recommend that you start pretty small when you're starting out. You could try and be the single guy I mentioned who's making 100K per month with his first product. That could be you, but it's probably not going to be. So recommend start small, aim for something like 5K per month, and profit margins. Let's talk profit for a sec. Honestly, you see people complaining about how blah, 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 it's all revenue versus profit. It's true, right? So your revenue is not your profit. But if you're doing this well, you should expect a profit margin between 20 to 40%. Anything above 40%, probably not that sustainable, or you've built a really good barrier for yourself. If it's much higher than that, you probably see it drop over time, but that's okay. 20% on the low end. If you go under 20%, your products probably aren't that great. And I think anywhere in that range, aim for 25% to like 35%. That's a great range to be in. So let's say you're doing 5K per month in revenue, and then let's go on the high side to make the numbers easier. Let's say it's 40%. So that's 2K per month in profit. Okay, so you've got one product. How much money can you make selling on Amazon? 2K per month. Except you're not happy with 2K per month, you want more. So what do? You're going to build another building block beside that first one. You've got building block number 1, 2K per month from 5K revenue. Now let's go for building block number 2, product number 2. Now let's say you've got a bit more experience this time. You go for a higher revenue product this time. The first one was 5, you aimed for about 5, you got 5, high margin. Let's say you go for a 10K per month product this time. And you know what, let's just bring the numbers down a bit, really to make the maths easier for me. But let's say it's 30% of 10K in profit. So that's 3K per month. So now what's the answer? You've got 2 products selling. How much money can you make selling on Amazon? 2 plus 3 equals 5K. That's not bad, but you still want more. Great, keep going. Keep building on more building blocks. And they're not all going to perform as you expect them to. Some, like the sort of outlier case that I mentioned before, where you've got a product that's doing 100K per month, some products will be like that. Very few will be. Some will literally make your entire portfolio just be this one product. More likely though, you're going to have most that hit where you want to, some will hit below, some will hit above. And I'm not trying to oversimplify this, but this is how it works. You just keep building more building blocks on top of each other. And I mean, like you saw, the results, 365 in the last month, that's my US seller account. That is literally just me doing that for the last 3.5 years, is building a block from the first one, which failed, by the way. I didn't make much money off that product, but my second one went a bit better. The third one went really well. And I just kept stacking those blocks up and up until now I'm at, 365,000 per month. So you could re-ask the question, instead of how much money can you make selling on Amazon, it's how many blocks are you going to stack up and how fast can you stack them up? But that is only the first part of how much money you can make selling on Amazon. The second part is building an asset. So as I've just described this sort of imagery of building these blocks to build this structure, each of those blocks is making you money. Each of those blocks is an income source. But you know what? The more blocks you build up on top of each other and the better you build them, you actually are building something, and that something has value too. Obviously, the income you're generating, but you can actually sell that thing. And I know I'm getting really abstract with this imagery, but essentially the Amazon business, it's now a triangle, the Amazon business, the triangular Amazon business that you build, that has a sale value. And you can go ahead right now, go to empireflippers.com, or there are a bunch of brokerage websites that do it. Go in and filter for Amazon FBA e-commerce businesses and just have a look at how much those businesses are worth. And most people don't even get this. You're actually building an asset. So it's even less like working a job. When you work a job, you trade your time for money, you clock in, you clock out, you get paid. Again, it's what the contract says, fine. What happens when you stop working? The contract is no longer valid. You stop, as soon as you stop trading your time for money, you stop getting the money. Now with Amazon, what happens when you want to leave? You quit the job, so to speak, and you've still got this thing, this Amazon, triangular Amazon business structure that you built. That thing still exists. And you, my friend, as the Amazon seller, as the person going through this, the answer of how much money can you really make selling on Amazon, it's how much money can you earn as income from the Amazon business, plus how much do you sell the Amazon business for at the end of it. And so I wanted to take a sec and do a quick shout out to actually another Amazon FBA YouTuber. His name is Graham. I'm going to link, I guess, down below in the description. I'm going to link you to his channel where you can check out one video in particular of his that I watched recently and I liked it. It's called Becoming a Millionaire at 24 through Amazon FBA in Canadian dollars. I recommend you go watch this video. It's very honest. And in this video, he basically talks about how from his income through Amazon FBA, plus the fact that he's looking to sell his business and it has a value, through both of those combined, he's actually now a millionaire in Canadian dollars. And that's, an amazing achievement. So shout out to you, Graham. And if you're watching this, hello. But understand that Graham has just been following the same process. He's been building those blocks on top of each other, just like I have, and just like thousands of other sellers have been. And now Graham has a business for sale. And you can go watch his video and see him talk about that. And someone can go ahead and buy that business from him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I don't know, maybe if you're on Empire Flippers, maybe you can see it for sale and actually go buy it from him. So I hope I'm starting to clear this up. First of all, understand that what this looks like, this pathway to how much can you really make selling on Amazon, it's not linear. It's not like a job where you get this contract, this piece of paper. It's not going to tell you a number on it. The number is not going to be fixed. The number is going to start at 0 or less than 0. And it's eventually going to go up and it's going to start creeping up. And then at some point, it's going to just shoot up really, really high. And then maybe you are the millionaire that you wanted to be. And your ability to do that and the speed with which you can do that, what does it depend on? It depends on you being able to handle the lows of that roller coaster and enjoy them as well. It depends on how many building blocks do you build into your Amazon business. It depends on how quickly and how well do you build those building blocks up. But there's one more thing. How much can you really make selling on Amazon? There's one more thing. And this is that it's not what you make selling on Amazon. It's not what you make when you sell the Amazon business. It's what comes after. And this is the most beautiful thing. And excuse me if I go a little abstract and a bit woo-woo here, but it's hard for you to understand this right now if you're sitting at the start of this journey. But I'm partway into this and I can see that the real gold, the real treasures that I'm creating for myself, they're not in the 365,000, the 100,000 in profit, whatever it may be. It's not there. It's not even when I sell this business, which I will at some stage. It's actually in all the other skills, all the other things that I've learned along the way in doing this. And I don't mean the Amazon stuff. I mean becoming a real entrepreneur. I mean learning how to start a business. I mean learning how to take risks, learning how to put myself out there and do stuff like this. All of these things. And that's just small, like the start of the things that I've learned and the things that I've been able to experience and the things that I've learned as a result of the things that I've been able to experience as a result of the freedom that this income has given me. You can see it's this cycle. There are so many other things that 4 years ago, I just never thought I would have been exposed to. I never thought I would get to be doing them. And again, most of those things aren't on Amazon, but they are a result of what I am doing on Amazon. It's the what comes after. And I can talk about that in non-financial terms. I can talk about that in terms of the experiences I've got to share with new people that I never would have met if I was still tied to my job working back in Australia. I can talk about the ways in which I've changed as a person, the treasures that I've actually uncovered within myself just in the last 4 years from doing this. Again, none of this would be possible if I was still tied to a job. I was tied to that piece of paper with the number on it, and then the amount of time that I had to sacrifice out of my life to get that number. I could talk about that non-financial stuff, but the topic of this video and what you came here for is how much money can you make by selling on Amazon. And so I'm going to talk about the financial aspects of what comes afterwards. And this is when you become this business owner. This is when you become this entrepreneur. And what does that mean? All it really means, if you break it down, if you boil it down to its fundamentals, again, forgetting about Amazon for a second, it means that by starting an Amazon business, by starting to build up this structure, which generates you income and then has a value which you can sell, by doing that, the things that you need to learn to do that thing, those things, all they are is identifying opportunities, learning how to take those opportunities, to act on those opportunities, to execute confidently in the face of risk, in the face of fear and uncertainty, doing that. And I mean, ultimately, it's knowing how to serve customers. You take those skills and you can blow it up in any field. And there's one perfect example of this that I want to share with you guys. I have been seeing somebody do this, one of my buddies do this for a while, but he's now posted on his YouTube channel, so I think I can talk about it too. And that's my buddy Lamar. The video that he's just posted recently is 0 to 1.3 million in 30 days. In 30 days. 365,000. Lamar's done 1.3 million in 30 days. And how did Lamar do that? He took the skills that he learned from Amazon, his Amazon business. He's also a successful Amazon seller. He took those skills, which is exactly what I mentioned. It's knowing how to identify opportunities, take those risks, to move quickly, to serve customers in a changing marketplace. I'll let him go and explain that in the video. I'll leave it down below. Go and check it out. It's well worth watching. But he took that skill set, everything that he learned on Amazon. He still has his Amazon business, but he quickly applied it over to this new business. And I can repeat myself here, but 1.3 million in 30 days, guys. It's incredible. So really, just to understand how much money can you make selling on Amazon, I hope you've seen that the sky's the limit. It's not in the single linear pathway that you might think it is. It's definitely not like you're just looking for this contract, you're just looking for this number, this piece of paper that tells you how much you're going to earn, and you get that feeling of security, and that's how it's going to work. There's so much potential as a result of selling on Amazon. That is, firstly, it's handling the roller coaster to make the income from the building blocks that you're building. It's secondly, doing that for however many years you want to do that, whether it's a couple of years, whether it's longer term, 5 years plus, and then selling that structure later on, again, going to Empire Flippers, just like Graham is trying to do, or I don't know where he's selling it, but I assume. And then it's taking those skills, the foundational skills that you've just learned by escaping your old life and learning this new way of making money. And it's like a new way of making money that has no limits. It's that final stage. That's the stage that I just showed you with Lamar. In Lamar's case, that's the stage that I hope to be in the next couple of years. It's the stuff that you do afterwards that really, potentially, could really change your life if the other things haven't already. So guys, that's my answer to how much money can you really make selling on Amazon. It truly is unlimited. Look, honestly, a lot of you watching this will make nothing because you'll never give it a go. And if that's the case, then that's fine too. Just stay with the security of your contract, stay with the security of the little piece of paper that has the number on it. But if you like the idea of everything I've described, if that idea of the roller coaster and just the journey, the ups and downs of this journey, if that still sounds cool to you and you want to realize some of that potential, then do go ahead and check out the free training that I offer. It's going to be in the first link in the description down below. That's going to lead you to a process where you can potentially book a call to get on a call with me or one of my team members, and then to join my training program. So I teach people how to do this in the way that I've just described. And if you think that's interesting, definitely jump on a call or go through the application process, and maybe we'll jump on a call. Maybe it'll be a good fit. That's it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I mean, if you're still here watching, I assume it had some sort of impact on you. So make sure to smash the like button if you are here watching and you did like it. Do subscribe as well to the channel. Make sure you've got that notification bell clicked as well, so you get these videos as they come out. Do that, and I will see you in the next video.